right, hey everybody, this is Joe Murphy and Grace. We're just out of our first Liberian green card interview, and we're having our celebratory lunch at Applebee's afterwards.
Yeah.
So we were in there. They made us wait an awfully long time. The Liberian interview took about half an hour. They asked some general questions about Grace's family history, whether she planned on doing sabotage or all sorts of other things.
Yeah.
You want to talk about your experience at all?
Well, my experience was kind of like, it was kind of okay. I was kind of shaking, but he was there to help me through the process. Well, one of the things very important is that you should make a copy. You should make a copy.
I wanted to wait, and I wasn't sure because I said.
It's fine. Oh, yeah, it's our waitress. Hello.
Thank
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of the things very important is, guys, you should make sure that you do your photocopy all your documents, because when you go there, probably they're going to send you back to photocopy your document. From what the lady have told me and my lawyer, she told us that normally they don't photocopy for us, so we have to do photocopy for ourselves. That's one important thing, or else they will re-interview, like reschedule your interview. So you should just get that straight, guys. Photocopy your documents before you go for the interview.
So complete photocopy of your passport and any other, if you have two passports, copy all the pages. And then when they ask for that, you're going to give the officer the original and the copy. And that way they don't have to do the copying, because they told us they're not going to do copying for people. They're just going to send them home and reschedule the interview.
Yeah.
So what we had was copies of both of Grace's passports. I had copies of payroll stubs from work. I had copies of her birth certificate. So I had the original, and then I had the copy paper clip to it. So when the lady asked for the birth certificate, I gave her a packet, right? It was the original and it was paper clipped to a copy. So the copy was already made. She could look at it and just put it in the file.
And one other thing I really want to talk about, guys, if you have any records, please do not make yourself shame and go there, because they're going to send you back home. That's one thing. If you have any records or immigration records or police records or anything, do not go there, because first of all, they're going to interview you and they're going to know if you're lying or you're telling the truth. Trust me, guys, I was shaking. So if you have any bad records, let your lawyer know first before you go there. Don't go there and then you go tell your lawyer. Just tell him everything that he need to know about your life, and you go there, you're going to help you, because he actually helped me through the process too, because when she was asking me some questions about stuff, he was actually there to answer my questions. So just make sure, tell him anything you get to tell him about your life.
Gotta know. If there's a problem, we can get ahead of it. But if it's a surprise, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So luckily you didn't have any problems.
Nah, guys.
And that's been my experience with the Liberians I've met. They're mostly a very law-abiding people. They asked about confirmed addresses. There was a series of weird questions, and you remember them. Those of you that have already filed your I-485, remember there's a whole bunch of questions at the back about whether you plan on blowing up the United States or human trafficking or selling drugs. They did ask those questions again.
And you should make sure that, because it's my dad and I live for my dad and I. She asked me how many people live in my house, and I told her the fact, because that's the truth. I just live there with my dad and I. So if you're stopping with somebody, or if you're stopping with your family members, or if you have an apartment where somebody lives for you, tell the person, because sometimes the immigration people can go behind your back and go look for you. So they just want to know if you're telling the truth. So you need to tell them. Just tell them. But my question was basically not about me, it was about my dad. Just to know if my dad brought me in this country at frog, if he bring me, you know. So they were just asking questions about my dad instead of me. So,
Thank you.
So just make sure. Because, you know, I came here, I was little, so most of the questions, it was about my dad, it was not about me. So
How much would you know? You were a little kid.
yeah.
Anyway, the interview was about half an hour. It was a little weird all the way. Kind of, they're not exactly the most personable people in the world, but they're not that bad. It's nice to have the copies made in advance. It's a nice courtesy. And again, they said they're going to send people home who don't have their own copies.
Yeah.
So we got a question here. That's correct. Kalisha's asking, so basically have copies of everything, right? Everything that you send them. And anything new. So if you have
your social security, your proof of residence, your work permit, your work, like, because and one of the important thing is that if you're working, because you know when they send your documents, they're going to send you your proof of residence for you to start working in this country. So if you have a job, tell your job people to write a letter to your lawyer that you're working there, and just let them know. Yeah,
ribs go here.
The ribs right there.
We're just doing a little Facebook Live here. The food's here, so we're going to sign off. But if you have any questions about the Liberian Green Card Program, the Liberian interviews, give me a call. My name's Joe Murphy. I'm a lawyer with Allegheny Immigration Group. My office number is 412-521-2000. My cell, text, and WhatsApp are all the same number, 412-973-3442. The Liberian Green Card Program is going to end on December 20th.
Guys,
you've got to get the pedal to the metal here.
Please apply, guys. Apply. Don't be scared. Do not be scared, guys. It's not fake. Trust me, it's not.
It's a real program. All right, but we got to look. Our food's here. It's delicious.
Guys, I'm hungry
we got some
already.
ribs. Yeah, we're gonna eat. Wait, who's that? Oh, you have questions? Well, Kalisha, I'm gonna drive Grace home in a little bit, so we'll be in the car for 40 minutes after I leave here. So if you want to call me, give me a half an hour to finish my food, and then call me. We'll talk to you on the road.
Yeah.
All right, this is Joe Murphy and Grace Tway. We're going to sign off and eat our lunch. And
peacefully. No cameras.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.